Hello quilting friends, I'm Linda Nitson with Sizzix, here to talk to you today about how to make a chevron quilt. And you can do either a pillow or a full size, king size, crib size, whatever size you'd like. It even makes really great table runners or placemats. So any size you want to choose for it, but we're going to show you an easy way to put the pieces together. And there's a little bit of a trick. So let's start with some supplies. Of course you need your Big Shot machine. So the machine itself comes with a set of the cutting pads, the standard size. It also comes with the extended multi-purpose platform. You don't need the multi-purpose platform today, so we're just going to put it aside. You could also use your Big Shot Pro machine if you have one of those instead. Either machine will work great for the chevrons today, so you decide which one works best for you. All right, let's get started cutting fabric. So we're going to cut the pink first using the chevron die, and I've just got some extra strips that we're going to use. You can plan out whatever you like. Just make sure that you have enough yardage for each individual row. So you kind of have to plan ahead of time how large you're going to make the quilt or how small, and how many scraps you have left over, or you buy full yardage for it. So either one will work. I have some leftover pieces today that we're going to use. So the trick to cutting out the fabric is that you, again, like any other shape, you want to make sure that your fabric extends just past the die. So I can feel it with my finger to make sure that it's not going to be cutting out the selvage. And then I want to make sure on either side I am good to go. And I actually have quite a bit left over on this one, the other side, but that's all right. We'll use it for something else. Okay, and then I end up with a little piece left over here. That is not going to work for anything, so we're just going to leave that for today. We need a cutting pad at the top and a cutting pad at the bottom. And we're going to feed our die through the machine. Turn, turn, turn to get our shapes. And we're going to slide the cutting pad off and pick our pieces out. Now occasionally you end up with a couple of threads that might stick in the corners. Please do not pull on those. Just give them a quick little snip with your scissors. And then I've already cut out the secondary color, so I'm just going to show you some layout pieces now. These were stacked on top of each other when they're cut. You're going to need the mirror image, so you have the right and the wrong side. If you notice, we want all the fabric facing upward. See how when you lay them out, you end up with the zigzag effect. I'm going to lay out two more for you. See how that one's the exact same shape. Even if I turn it over, it's the same exact shape. So we need the second one in between here, right? And then we'll use this guy on the end. All right, so do you see how those are going to create our rows? Now visually, we look at the row horizontally, but to sew them together, we're going to sew them vertically first. And that way you don't have to worry about any Y seams. Okay, it looks like I only have these three for now, so we'll put that one aside. Okay, so when you sew them, you want to sew in vertical rows, okay? And you take your pieces right sides together. I need my assistant here, my glasses. And when you line these up, you want to make sure that the dog ear here that you have sticking out from this measurement to here is your 1/4 of an inch. Okay? If you don't have a 1/4 of an inch there, your offset is not correct and your pieces will not line up correctly. So once you make sure that you've got your 1/4 inch set, then go ahead and sew it. You'll be able to double check it this way to make sure that your piece lines up straight on the edge on both sides. And that's how you sew it. So you sew in vertical rows this way. Then once you get your vertical rows sewn, then you go back and you're sewing just straight seams this way. So you're making your vertical rows. When you get your vertical strips, then you're going to start putting those together in rows so that you create the chevron or the zigzag effect. To finish off the edges, you have two ways you can go. You can either just cut them off here using a straight edge and a rotary cutter, Or you can get the companion die, which creates the triangle piece in the corner. So if you have the 3.5 inch, you'll need the 3.5 half square triangle. If you have the 2.5, which is this one here, then you would need the 2.5 half square triangle. And you would just put those on the corner to finish out. And that actually gives it a nicer finish, I think, by having that extra piece here. If not, it just creates a straight edge here and kind of chops off the bottom of your chevron. This way it looks like it continues on. So that would be the simplest way to make a chevron quilt. Again, you have your choice of any size you'd like. Hope that helped you today in making something new.